Hi, I'm Nige. Today I'll be interviewing Ben Beard from Captivations about the evolution of the reverse bucket hat. So, here we have the Captivations reverse bucket hat. Ben, tell us more. How did this hat evolve?
Back in 2013, we were approached by Morangton State School up in Toowoomba. They were looking for a reverse bucket hat that had the outer school colour and their house colours as an inner. It was an interesting project. At that time, we were actually working with ASICS and the Centre of Excellence here at Brisbane, and we were developing a sports micromesh material that would go into a cap that would provide a lightweight, cool option for the players. The results on that were really favourable. The feedback was excellent. The guys using it during training reported it was cooler to wear than a traditional cotton style. The feedback afterwards, and when we checked the product quality, there was no sweat marks. The players loved it. So then we basically took what we were working with ASICS and these elite cricket teams, and we took that material and put it into a reverse bucket hat, so that hopefully that we could take the technology from them and put it into something that was going to perform well for schools.
I'm sure there were some requirements and recommendations for the design of a school hat. Can you tell us a bit about those things that you had to fulfill?
But the big one is that the reverse bucket hat is effectively two bucket hats in one. If you did use a traditional cotton or a polyviscose, you're effectively putting two heavyweight fabrics together to make an even heavier bucket hat, because all of a sudden it's the weight multiplied by two. We had to source a lightweight performance fabric that effectively allowed us to create two bucket hats in one that were going to keep kids' heads cool. We think that we've done that by taking the technology that we'd worked on with ASICS and the Centre of Excellence Cricket, and we took that technology to bring out the lightest weight reverse bucket hat in Australia.
So, what about sun protection? I'm sure there were some requirements that had to be overcome there.
The massive component of any headwear for a school is the ability to be sun smart. The recommendations are UV 35 plus rating. Straight away after we'd done our first reverse bucket hat sample, we sent it down for testing. The test results were unbelievable. So it was far exceeded UVF 50 plus. We also did a fair bit of research with the Cancer Council and determined that to exceed their recommendations we needed a 6.5 centimetre brim width. So that's what we've created.
Well, that's doing the job. Were there direct concerns from the customer's point of view that you had to work out?
Absolutely. Whenever you're dealing in a school market, schools are very, very stringent on their requirements. One of their big ones is they want uniforms to look uniform. It's important that we provide a quality product into the marketplace. Research suggested that some of the big issues in headwear is that A, the product can fade and fade quickly, and B, is schools don't like to see unsightly sweat marks. So what we did, using our fine filament micromesh, we conducted some tests. We put these products on some kids in a hot Queensland sun, and we did that for a 2 to 3 week trial. The results even exceeded our expectations in that there was absolutely no fading and there was no unsightly sweat marks. We believe that again, with the performance fabric that we've used, we've created possibly the best school bucket hat and reverse bucket hat in the marketplace that doesn't fade and doesn't show sweat marks.
What about ordering? Can small quantities be done?
Look, this was a challenge. We ticked all the boxes in terms of the quality of the hat, the material, no fading, no sweat marks. The next big one was to find a solution to small schools that they might have 4 house colours. So let's say they've got 100 students. They effectively want a navy outer like this one with 4 different reverse colours. They're probably a red, a yellow, a blue and a green. Effectively with a total order of 100 units. So that's 4 small orders of 25, because each one's a different order quantity. We did have to find a factory that was prepared to work with us and understand the needs of the Australian school community, and specifically those of smaller schools. We have found that solution. Our minimum order quantities per colour per size is only 20, and if need be we can go to 10. We have provided the best solution on small run orders for reverse bucket hats in the Australian market.
Well, it sounds like you've done a great job in development, but how has it been received out in the real world, on the kids' heads?
Look, a really important part of what we do is to follow up on how our product's been used and how it's been perceived in the marketplace. Thankfully, a number of the schools that we started this project with were really, really keen to share some feedback with us. The big things that came out of it were a couple of things that we didn't quite expect to happen. The PE teachers were loving it. Effectively, the PE teacher could just get these kids separated into 3 or 4 groups very, very simply by just flipping their hats inside out. The other big one was also when kids go on excursions, you get a lot of volunteer mums and dads, and they get allocated a group. Trying to control a group of kids that are not your group is not that easy. So what the kids and what the teachers and the volunteers decided to do was actually use the reverse bucket hat to easily identify a group and then allocate that colour to either a parent or a sub-teacher so that they could clearly identify groups easily. It was a significant benefit that we never considered, but it's something the schools absolutely love.
So are there some other products that you make here at Captivations using the performance micro mesh?
Yep, there is actually. Look, we work with some of the biggest brands in sport. V8 Supercars has been a client, so we did all these caps using the performance micro mesh. Again, these were for volunteers. They're out in the sun all day. They wanted something. They wanted it lightweight. They wanted it cool, and they did the trick. The feedback that we got from the volunteers was overwhelming. ASICS, as in the shoe brand, is one of our biggest customers. So working with ASICS, we made the caps for the Kookaburras, which is the Australian hockey team. Every year we're very fortunate to work with ASICS in the events department, and so the Noosa Triathlon, where we do the sublimated visor, about 8,000 odd units of these every year, again made out of the same performance micro mesh. The Panthers are another ASICS license that have been very good. They started off just doing a few bucket hats just for the players. The players loved them so much, it was perfect in that hot western Sydney sun, you know, pre-season, 40 degrees or whatever. This was the hat of choice for all the players. We were approached by Surf Lifesaving Queensland to try and find a solution where that they could get into a lightweight hat. It was a no-brainer. Straight back to the performance micro mesh. Same stuff that we use on all of our school reverse bucket hats and bucket hats. So we rolled that out for Queensland Surf Lifesaving. So when you see the guys in all the surf lifesaving places, they're all wearing a hat that's been made by Captivations. Kookaburra is another big client of ours. We do a lot of caps for all their club cricket market and also some of their other markets. Sort of recently brought out a fitted sort of slightly curved brim cap again, using it in the performance micro mesh. This is now replacing, you know, your traditional baggy caps that are made out of the felt, which are hot. Through their association, they do a bit of work with Cricket Australia, and they are approached to do a broad brim hat. So we, working with them, reinvented the broad brim cricket hat. We developed this working with Kookaburra, and it ended up in the Australian team. So all the Australian one-day ODI teams, both men's and women's, and the T20 World Cup teams, all were in a micro mesh that was organised by Captivations, made under licence for Kookaburra. So yes, we have had many products using the same material that enables our headwear to be probably one of the best performing headwear ranges in the country. So the reverse bucket hats and the school bucket hats are using premium materials that ensure that these kids are not out there sweating to death. They're actually out in a lightweight, breathable material.
Well Ben, thanks for running us through the Captivations reverse bucket hat.
No problems, Nigel. It was a pleasure.
View the Captivations reverse bucket hats and other hats made in performance micro mesh at www.captivationsteamwear.com.au.